Islam, because our lives are all based around our religion, Islam, as well. So everything that we do in our lives can relate back to Islam. So we'll learn about that a bit more over the next few weeks. Today, our first session is all about healthy living. So I'm sure you all know, or you've talked about living healthy lives before. But inshallah, we'll do some activities today together, and hopefully you can learn a few more things today. My name's Erum Jaffri. You can call me Miss if you'd like, or you can call me Auntie. It's up to you. I will be taking you for the next few sessions, inshallah, and then maybe in some sessions we'll have some special visitors to talk to you about some different things as well. So for example, when we're doing a digital session about computing, we might try and get somebody to come and talk to you about a specific computer program maybe. All right. If I can just make sure, can you all make sure you keep yourselves on mute unless you have raised your hand and I've asked you to unmute yourself, okay? Just because there's so many of you, it's hard sometimes to hear each other, all right? If you need to say something, then you can raise your hand in the participant box. So you can do that by clicking on more where the camera is, and it gives you an option to raise hand. If I see that you've raised your hand, I can ask you when I get a chance to ask your question, okay? If not, then I would like you to keep your mics on mute. All right, you can also chat to me. So if you have something to say, you can write it, you can type it in the chat box, and inshallah, I will respond to you, okay? All the messages will come straight to me. Yeah, then I will be able to read them. Okay, that's fine about the poll, no problem. What I'd like you to do actually, to begin with, is can you all type your name into the chat so we know who is here with us today. So if you look at this, it says Zoom group chat. It will come straight to me if you can just write your name. Okay, so I've got Jawad. Jawad, you're asking how to raise your hand. If you click where the camera is and it says more, if you click on more, it should let you raise your hand. Thing is, if you're using a tablet or a mobile phone, it might be different. So you might need somebody in your house to help you with that. Okay. Excellent. So I've got Muhammad Ali Raza Shah, I've got Mazhar Abbas, Sayyidah Ajia Rizvi, Liha Zahra, Aga Muhammad Naqvi, Abbas, excellent, Fatima, excellent. So a couple of names come in. So if you just type in your name in the box so I can see that you're here with us today. All right, okay. You can keep doing that and we'll start the session, okay? So before we begin anything, before we begin everything, what should we always say? If you can, maybe somebody could raise their hand. What have I got here and what should we say before we begin anything? Madia, can you tell us what should we say before we begin anything?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Yes, excellent. Thank you very much, Madia. Well done. Before we begin anything. And what does that mean? Muhammad Ali Raza, do you know what that means? What does Bismillahirrahmanirrahim mean?
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most kind.
Excellent, well done. Okay, good. So it means in the name of Allah. So we begin everything in the name of Allah. Whatever it is you're doing, learning, playing, praying, eating, we always begin with Bismillah. All right, excellent. So just a few summer camp rules for me to share with you quickly. And they are, number one, try and be on time. So well done to everybody who was here on time. I know sometimes we have issues with the computer, so it's hard to control, but try your best to be here on time. Listen carefully and please follow the instructions. So when I ask you to maybe mute yourself, please make sure you mute yourselves. Please keep your mic on mute unless I ask you to say something or would ask you to participate. Please write your answers or questions, anything you have, any issues during the session, rather than calling out. I know in the classroom it's different, but if we had been together, it would have been different. But you can just type it in the chat box and I will have a read. And please do join in with the activities because hopefully they're fun activities. It's not like school, so it's not a school and we're not doing the books, but we are inshallah going to have some fun learning activities together. Now, we've got 7 sessions together, so 7 weeks. And in these 7 weeks, we are going to be talking about all of these lovely topics. So today we are starting to talk about health. Then we're going to talk about spiritual, your spirit, how you are feeling, a little bit more, and we'll talk about that a bit more in depth then. Got social, so your friends and how to be with each other. We got moral, so our rights, how we should be. Digital, so hopefully you'll learn a bit more about computers and computing and electronics. We've got a creative session, so all about arts and crafts. And then finally in our last session, because it'll be very close and it'll be nearly be the month of Muharram, a very, very important month for all of us, we will be beginning to talk, and we will in that last session talk about Muharram. Okay, so today we're talking about healthy living. All right, so what do you think it means to live healthily? What's a healthy living? Aliana, would you like to tell us? So you have your hand up. I think your hand up was from before, but you can try and you can tell us. Can you tell us?
Healthy living is where you need to eat like vegetables and fruit.
Yeah, okay. All right. Anything else? Well done. Does anyone want to add anything else to that? Put your hand up or tell me in the chat. Nazima, what would you like to add to that?
To exercise.
Excellent. That is very important, to exercise. Thank you very much, Nazima. Mohammed Ali Raza, what would you like to add?
So eat healthy food, do exercise.
Okay, good. Yep, that is correct. And Mazir Abbas, what would you like to add? You had your hand up, I think. You want to add something?
Don't exercise after eating.
Okay, yeah, because you have to think about carefully when you're exercising. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. Say there is you have your hand up. What would you like to add in?
So you have to eat healthy things.
Eat healthy things. Yeah, okay, excellent. Well done. All right, now, so let's move on. So eat healthy living. What does that mean? And mashallah, a lot of you have shared that with me. What does it mean? So staying healthy. There are many ways to stay healthy. And some of these ways are exercising regularly, eating healthily, so eating good foods, having a happy attitude, so being happy. Well done. And Muhammad Ali Raza, you'd written that just now before I wrote it, so well done. And the last one is having a healthy sleep schedule. Okay, so not sleeping too little, but also maybe not sleeping too much. All right, so these things are a healthy lifestyle. It's not just eating healthy. Some people think it's just about eating good foods. All right, so why do you think it's being healthy is important? So let's see if someone's got their hand up, or you can put your hand up. Mujtaba, what do you think? Why is it healthy? Why is it important to keep healthy?
Because then it will keep you fit and you will feel better.
Excellent. You'll keep fit, you will feel better. And what does it stop? If you're healthy, what does it stop from happening to you? Lena, what do you think?
It means you won't get sick, because sometimes when you eat unhealthy food, you can get stomach aches and headaches.
Right, yes, exactly. It can keep you fit and well, so you don't feel unwell. Excellent. Can I just ask all of you to make sure that when you are, your name in your Zoom is your name, so not your parents' name, because some of you might have your parents' name up there. To do that, what you need to do is click on the side, and it should give you an option to rename. And so everybody, if you haven't got your actual name there, can you rename yourself so that we know who is with us today? Okay. And then also I'm speaking to you then, not your parents. All right. Excellent. So let's carry on. Exercising is fun. So hopefully you all enjoy exercising. I'm sure you do. Doing regular exercise will help us all feel great and keep our bodies strong. Okay. So there's different ways to exercise. You might like to cycle. You might like to play football. How do you like to exercise? Let's see. Bina, I can see you're online. Can you tell me, how do you like to exercise? What's your favorite way to exercise? Bina Musa, can you tell us?
Talk. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. What do you like to do, Bina, to exercise?
I like going on the bicycle and playing in the scooter.
Ah, excellent. So you like scooting and you like riding your bike. That's lovely. Excellent. Well done. Thank you for sharing that, Benin. It's Shabbo. Can you tell us, how do you like to exercise?
I like to exercise because it's going to make me strong. And my favorite exercises are going on the bicycle for like 15 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I also like dodgeball.
Ah, that's a good game. Dodgeball is good. Do you play that at school?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Well done. Thank you, Shabbo, for sharing that with us. How about Sakina? How do you like to exercise?
Sometimes when it's really nice day, Uncle and me try to play a little bit of tennis because it's really good for you and you get hands fit and healthy.
That's very good. Yeah, playing tennis is very nice. Very good. Well done. Eliana, you said that you want to ask something. Would you like to unmute yourself?
Are we doing Kahoot?
Not just now. Okay. Did you want to say something about exercising?
Yes, please.
Yes? Yeah. What would you like to tell me about exercise? What's your favorite exercise?
My favorite exercise is to run down lots of hills.
Oh, okay. Running. Very good. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. Let's move on. Our hearts need to be kept active and pumping, and that's why exercising is so important for our bodies. All right, so it's a good thing. It's fun. So you all told me the things you enjoy, but also it's very good for our body, and it keeps our heart pumping inside our bodies. All right. Now, ways to stay active. You could be walking. You can play games. And maybe you're dancing, but maybe just to move about. Okay, it's very important to keep active and to move. All right, not to just stay in one place. Healthy foods are also very important. We should aim to eat 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day. Okay, so how many do you eat? Mujtaba Ali, how many fruit and vegetables do you eat a day? Have you ever counted?
I think three portions of fruit a day.
Okay, all right. Excellent. Which fruits do you have?
I have an apple and sometimes a cucumber.
Ah, that's nice. Okay, cucumbers are lovely as well. Brilliant.
And sometimes my father in the morning gives me a pear.
Oh, okay. Nice juicy pears. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And Imran Ali, how about you? What do you like to eat? What fruit? How many fruit and vegetables do you eat a day? Imran, you have your hand up. Are you there? Can you tell us what fruits and veg you like? Okay, how about Mazhar? Can you tell us? Mazhar Abbas?
I like 3 or 4, and my favorite vegetables are apple, cucumber, and tomato.
Ah, you like tomatoes too. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Well done. All right, so 5 fruit and vegetables a day is how many we should have. So I know it's not always possible, but we should try and have at least 5 fruit and vegetables. You should have fish and meat as well, and also eggs, milk, and cheese. So I'm sure lots of you, maybe you like cheese, or you might like eggs, maybe yogurts. So these all come in this category here. Excellent. So we also know that there are many unhealthy foods, but it's actually okay to have a little bit of unhealthy food, but eating too much of them can not be good for us. Okay, so if you have too many cakes and sweets, or too much chocolate, or too many crisps and chips, it's not good for your body. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go on to that. So let's play a game. So if you can see, there are some fruits and vegetables there. I'm going to describe a fruit and vegetable to you, and I want you to try and guess what this fruit and vegetable is. Okay, so if I'm just going to make everyone's hand down, so I know who is answering. So when you know the answer, then raise your hand. So this fruit and vegetable, Mustafa Reza, how do you know the answer already? You put your hand up. You have to wait until I explain and I give you the clues, okay? Right, so this fruit and vegetable is a little bit smelly. It's got quite a strong smell. Your mom's probably cut it and put it into the food, or maybe your dad's cut it and put it into the food they make for you. It has a brown skin around it, but it's white from inside. Which fruit or vegetable is this? Sayyid Rizvi, which fruit or vegetable is this I'm explaining?
It's an onion.
That's right. Well done. So only Sayyid Rizvi should have unmuted her mic there. Okay. I have to ask you to do it one by one because otherwise I can't hear properly. So well done. Thank you very much, Sayyid Rizvi. Right, let's move on, and then in a minute I'll ask somebody else to do that for us. So in a minute I'm going to ask somebody else to choose a fruit or vegetable to explain to us, to share with us. Now I need to change to a different PowerPoint, so let me just open that one. Okay, now we're going to talk a bit more in detail about healthy eating. So hopefully you all eat healthy foods. Here are some foods that are that we should aim to eat. At least 5 of these are fruits and vegetables a day. Okay, but we should try and eat as much of these as possible. And we spoke about them just a minute ago. And again, we should try not to eat too many of these. Here is an example of something called an eat well plate. Okay, this eat well plate is how you should distribute your food when you eat it. So imagine that your plate, your dinner plate, you should have only about this much of the carbohydrates, so like pasta and maybe potato or rice. Okay, this little bit, you should have about this much of cheese or butter or some dairy. Okay, so you might have yogurt. Only this little bit of fatty food, so like crisps or chocolate or oils, and then about this much meat, so maybe tuna or maybe fish, meat or chicken. And then you should have this much, so this green bit of fruit and vegetables when you have your dinner. So who can tell me which section has the biggest part? What should we have the most of in our plates when we have our dinner? Layla, Hussein, what should we have most of?
Fruit and vegetable.
Yeah, excellent. So you can see here that this has got the biggest section. So you should have the most of that. And which section should we have the least of? This is quite hard. So which one should we have the least of? I mean, it's hard to have the least of this one. Let's see, someone we haven't had, maybe Mustafa Reza. Mustafa Reza, do you know which one should we have the least of? Which section should we have the least of?
Go ahead.
Which one's got the smallest part?
Treats and snacks.
That's right. So all these fatty foods here, so oil and chocolate and crisps, things with a lot of sugar in, or maybe a lot of oil in. All right, excellent. Thank you. So we're going to and this is called a balanced diet. Sorry, a balanced diet is when you have about this much of each of the different types of food. So it doesn't mean that you can't have any chocolate. You can have some chocolate, but just a little bit. But you should make sure you have more of the fruits and vegetables to keep your diet good, like a good balanced diet. Okay, right. So here's an example of some fruits and vegetables. Now, fruits and vegetables doesn't mean that with your one portion you have to eat a whole box of grapes. Yeah, one portion of grapes is about a handful. So however many you can fit in a hand, you should eat about that much, and that's one portion. That's one of your portions for the day. Okay, if you were having small oranges, you should have about 2 of them. Okay, and strawberries, you don't have to have the whole box of strawberries, but about 7 strawberries would be a good amount for you. It's called one portion. Okay, so here's some pictures of some fruits and vegetables. Now let's see, who would like to have a go at that game that I played just now, where you have to think of a fruit and vegetable and we have to guess it. Let's see, try and choose some children who haven't said anything yet. Imran Ali, I'm not sure if we heard from you today. Would you like to do one? So put your hand up if you have an idea of what we could try and guess. Let's have Eliana.
It's green and it's very yummy and juicy.
So it's green and it's very yummy and juicy. Right, now put your hand up or tell me in the chat if you think you know the answer to that. I've just put everyone's hands down so I can see who wants to answer this question. Okay, Abbas Ali, do you know what fruit or vegetable she was talking about? A pear. Is that correct? Was it a pear?
Yeah.
It was. Okay, excellent. Well done. Okay, well done, Abbas Ali, for guessing correctly. Let's have one more. Zain Ali, would you like to do one so that everyone can guess a fruit or vegetable? Okay, I'll go with the ones that have their hand up, or you can write it in the chat if you want to have a go, so I know. Shubbo, do you want to do one? You're going to give us a clue to a fruit or vegetable?
They're very tiny. And they're green.
Okay, they're very tiny and they're green. So who can guess? Nadia is saying it's a grape. Is it a grape, Shubbo?
Yes.
It is. Oh, excellent. Grapes. Which one do you like? Do you like grapes, Shubbo?
Yeah, I like grapes.
Green ones or black? The purplish ones.
Green.
A green. Okay, excellent. Well done. It's good to like our fruit and veg. And the good thing is that a lot of the fruit that we have is actually quite sweet, so we can have them instead of having sweet sugars. Right. Then the next group of foods that we have are called carbohydrates. And if you remember, I told you in the beginning, they're like pastas or rice or potatoes, yeah, or even some cereals. Okay. So these are our carbohydrates that we have in for our bodies. Can you give me somebody we'll play that game again. So you've got to choose a carbohydrate. So you have some examples here: pasta, rice, bread, or potatoes, and we've got to guess which one you are thinking of. So Lena, would you like to have a go?
Well, carbohydrates are excuse me, what was the question again?
I was saying, can you describe one carbohydrate, and we've got to get everyone else to guess which one you're thinking. So you've got to think of a carbohydrate, and we've got to guess. So you've got to explain it.
It's harvested. It's in the ground.
Okay. Anyone? Yeah.
It's white.
Okay. All right.
Anybody? And it's gold.
Okay. Madia is saying it's a potato. Is that right? Were you thinking of potatoes?
No.
Nope. Okay. Let someone else have a go then. Let's see. Good try, Madia. Nasima, what do you think she's describing to us?
Bread.
Bread?
No.
No, not bread. Oh, Mustafa Reza, can you have a guess?
Wheat.
Wheat. Are you describing wheat?
No.
No. Okay, can you give us another clue?
It's small and a grain.
Okay. What sort of time do we eat it? Do we eat it with breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Mostly lunch and dinner.
Oh, you must have it with lunch and dinner. Okay. Let's have Abbas Ali. Do you know which one it is? What it is? Rice. Is it rice?
Yes.
Ah, good. Excellent. Thank you. Well done. And these are very good for our bodies, carbohydrates. And you can also get them. You can get them in white, or you could get them in whole meal, so or whole grain. So they're a brownish color. And these are the healthiest ones to get. Okay, so you can get like brown pasta or brown rice or brown bread. And those are better than the white ones. All right. Excellent. Now, let's move into the next category, proteins. Now, these are very important, and the best way to get protein is through different types of meats, but not just meat. So you have tuna there, you have fish, you have chicken and meat, but you could also have eggs and beans and lentils. So you might have lentils at home, you might call it dal, you might have that with your rice. So lentils are very good for you as well. So and the beans like chickpeas or even baked beans, they're good for you. Who'd like to think of a protein? These all give your bodies proteins. It's an important part of your body. Let's see. Muhammad Ali Raza. Do you want to think of one and get us to guess it? Give us some clues.
Protein.
Yeah, a protein.
pink and it's from the sea.
Oh, it's pink and it's from the sheep. Is that what you said? From the sheep?
From the sea.
Oh, from the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. And it's pink and pink from the sea. Wow, okay. Can anyone guess what it is? Anyone guess? Jawad, you said that you can guess. What do you think it is? Jawad, what food item do you think it is? Can you unmute yourself, Jawad? Jawad, can you unmute yourself? You said that. I think you said you wanted to say the answer. Yeah.
Salmon or fish?
Oh, salmon or fish. Is that correct? Salmon or fish?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well done. Excellent. Well done, Jawad. Thank you, Muhammad Ali Raza. So these are all proteins, and these are good for your body as well. Proteins are important because it helps build your muscles, and you all need muscles to make us strong, to lift things, to move about. And also our hair and nails are mostly made of proteins. So if you eat good proteins, can we mute our mics, please? If you eat proteins, then you will increase or make your hair and your nails stronger as well. Okay. Right. The next section of our healthy eating plate is dairy. And some examples are cheese and yogurt and milk. And sometimes some people really like these and sometimes people don't like them at all. Like my son, he doesn't like any of those. But my daughter does like them. So some people like them and some people don't like any of them. Can you think of a dairy product, a dairy item, so that we can guess which one you're thinking? Let's have Eliana Zahra. Eliha Zahra, sorry. You going to describe one for us?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
It stays in the fridge.
Okay.
And it can come in any flavor.
Oh, okay. Any flavor. Can you give us an example of some flavors?
Strawberry.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So Madia said milk, but she may have changed her mind in a minute from the last clue. You gave us mushtaba. What do you think it is? Could be milk. Is it milk?
No.
It's not milk. Okay. Because you can get strawberry milk. I was thinking you can get, but you can get strawberry milk. Mushtaba, what do you think?
I think it is butter.
Is it butter?
Nope.
Nope. Remember, she said you can get strawberry flavored. So what could it be? What else could it be? Mushtaba Ali, what do you think it is?
Flavored yogurt.
Flavored yogurt. Is that correct? Flavored yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Well done. So dairy is also an important part of our diet. And then fats and oils. We can have some, but obviously we shouldn't have too much because it's one of the smallest parts of our diet, of our healthy eating plate. And that includes butter, margarine, olive oil, vegetable oil, so the oils that your parents might cook with, and even chips. These are all included because chips need oil to be cooked. That's why. Okay. Who would like to give an example or get us to guess? Ali Zain, would you like to? Your hand is up. Ali Zain? No? Okay, let's have Lena then. Lena, can you hear me?
So one of the choices on the board are any fat.
No, any fats.
Okay. Well, it's it's put in an oven.
Mm-hmm.
It's big and round.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can any other clues, or should we get everyone to guess?
Just that's all of it.
Okay, there they go. Okay, Imran Ali, what do you think? What could it be? Imran? Okay, let's have Fatima. Fatima, what do you think it is?
Pizza.
Oh, is it pizza?
Yes.
Oh, it's pizza. I was thinking it might be a cake. Okay, so it's pizza. All right, and that would have fatty things on it, so that would make it one of the fatty things. Okay, good.
But
All
then
right.
it also has dairy.
Mm?
But then it
Also has
dairy.
yes, that's correct. It also has dairy. Well done. Thank you. Excellent. Okay, and so we should try and eat less of these items, okay? Less fatty foods, so less of these things, which are all very, very nice, I know, but they can be bad for you if you have too much. We should also try and drink lots of water. So we should have at least 5 glasses of water a day, okay? I don't know how many you drink. Hopefully you drink more than that or even as much as that. Zara, did you want to say something? You've unmuted your mic.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you want to say?
If you try, it's not very good to try it. If your parents say you're not allowed to have any chocolate, it's not nice to sneak into the place where they have chocolate because Allah will punish you in some way.
Okay. All right. It's best to listen to our parents. Allah is pleased with those of us who listen to our parents. So well done. We should listen to our parents, and we should also not have chocolate or too much of something. And our parents are telling us not to have it because they care for us. And so that's why we should always make sure we listen to our parents. Okay. But also Allah has told us that we should listen to our parents. But our parents do things that are right for us, that are best for us. So we should make sure we listen. Good. All right. So look at these things, and I want you to think, should we eat lots of these, some of these, or a little bit of this? So have a test for yourself and see if you get the right answer. Okay, so grapes. Should we have lots of these, little bit of these, or some of these? What do you think? So have a think for yourself. I'm not going to ask everybody. You can write it into the chat box if you want to, or you can just have a check in your head, and we will show you the answers. Okay. So grapes, we should have lots of these. There's no harm in having lots of these. Okay, very good, Lena. You had lots, and Nadia had lots. Excellent, Abbas. Alia Zahra, very good. Imran Ali, can you please make sure you keep your mic on mute, please? Yogurt, you should make sure. What do you think you should have? Lots, little, or some?
Lots.
Okay.
Lots.
Right. Can we keep our mics on mute, please? Because if everybody shouts out, then it's hard to hear who's answering. Okay. You can type it in the box if you'd like to. Some. Yeah. Yogurt we shouldn't have too much of, but we can have some. Okay. Then butter. Oops. It came up before I even said anything. So butter. Yes. You should have a little bit of butter. So it's okay to have butter, but not too much. Chicken. What do you think? Lots, little, or some? How much chicken should we have? Some people are saying some, somebody said lots. All right, let's have a look. We should have some chicken. So chicken is quite good for us. We don't need to have lots of it. You can have some. And spaghetti. You should eat it. So I'm saying lots, you can have lots of spaghetti. Okay, that's quite nice because spaghetti is quite nice. All right, good. And Allah has told us that we should eat things though moderately. So even all of this that we're talking about today, how we should balance the diet, Allah's already told us that we shouldn't have too much of anything. So we should have everything moderately. So you shouldn't just have, just because it says lots of grapes, you can't spend your whole day just having grapes. You should make sure you have different foods as well. You should make sure you are enjoying the other foods too. And another thing is that if you're full, you shouldn't just keep feeding yourself. You should just stop once you are full as well, okay? So we don't have to eat lots. It doesn't mean just because it says lots of grapes or lots of spaghetti, we just eat loads and loads of spaghetti. We should eat everything moderately, just a little bit. And the same goes for chocolate. As long as you only eat a little bit, so maybe when your mom and dad say you can have some, that's fine. But if you were to eat that chocolate every day after every meal, every evening, every morning, then it wouldn't be good for you, okay? All right. Now we have a game here where we have to sort out these foods into healthy and unhealthy. All right. So let me choose somebody to put them in the right place. Adil, would you like to tell us? The apple, where is it going to go? Healthy or unhealthy? Adil, what do you think? Is it Adil or Adil? Yep, Where should we put the apple?
Healthy.
Healthy. Okay, that is a good choice. That is a right choice. Well done. Thank you.
A discount for people.
Right, Zahra and Imran Ali, please can you make sure you keep your mics on mute, okay? If you keep unmuting yourself, I might have to remove you from the session, okay? Because it's hard to hear with the other children and it's hard to focus. All right. How about water? Where would I put water? Healthy or unhealthy? Healthy or unhealthy? Fatima Mirza, where would I put water?
Healthy.
Healthy. Thank you very much. Okay, well done. Now, Imran Ali, you've unmuted yourself again. I have said, please don't unmute yourself until I ask you to. Thank you. How about the chocolate? Where would I put the chocolate? Nazima, where would I put the chocolate? Nazima?
Unhealthy.
Right, well done. Thank you. Unhealthy. Okay, good girl. How about the banana? Mustafa Rosa, the banana.
Healthy.
Healthy. Okay, good. Thank you. And how about this carrot? Where am I going to put the carrot? Abbas Ali, can you tell me? You don't have your hand up, but I'm sure you can tell me. Is it going to go in unhealthy or healthy? Abbas Ali?
Healthy.
Healthy, thank you. All right, now I'm going to do something quickly, and I want you to tell me if I'm doing it correctly. Or if I'm not doing it correctly, what have I done? Okay, so Mushtaba, can you tell me, have I done anything wrong or am I correct?
You've done some things wrong.
Okay, so what have I done wrong?
The yogurt's meant to be in unhealthy.
Okay.
No, it's meant to be in healthy.
Okay.
And then the can's meant to be in unhealthy.
Thank you very much. Well done. So I think it's a Coke can. Yeah.
And the cupcake is meant to be in unhealthy, and the milk is meant to be in healthy.
Okay, thank you very much. Well done. Thank you, Michelle. So that is correct. So remember, we should eat more and more of these healthy foods and not so much of these unhealthy foods. Okay, good. I think there's a game now to play. Oh, no, now. So do you all have paper and pen there? If you can get yourself a paper and pen, and I would like you to draw a plate. So just draw a big circle on the plate, on your paper, and I want you to draw for me a healthy food plate. I want you to draw a plate of food which is going to be healthy. If you don't like drawing, you can just write it inside the plate. Okay? So can you do that for me now? I want you to draw a circle for your plate and then put some foods inside your plate. Okay? Try and choose healthier options, but you can have a couple of things that aren't, you know, the best, healthiest things. All right? Okay,
Excuse me.
Yes?
I have a question. Do we have to draw the fork and knife too?
You don't have to, no. You don't have to. You can just draw the plate. Thank you. And once you've done it, if you've got your camera on, you can show us on your camera. Okay? Excellent, Mohammed Ali Raza. You've got paper and pen. Good. Make sure you've got paper and pen and draw yourself a plate and write in it what you're going to have as a healthy meal.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to draw lots or just one?
Just a couple of things. Okay? So more than one thing. Just one plate. One plate and then put some items into it. Okay? Okay, Adina, I can see that you started. Have you drawn the food inside it? Jawad, have you drawn a plate? So you can put your camera on and share what you have drawn with us. I'm trying to get you all onto the camera. I don't know if I can get you on in one go. You can show me if you like. It would be nice to see it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So if you don't want to put your camera on and you don't want to show it, that's fine as well. Okay, but if you would like to, you can put your camera on and show us. But make sure you do the activity. All right, so you're drawing a healthy plate with some healthy food items. Oh, that's nice, Adil. So you've got apple, grapes, and some yogurt in your plate. Lovely. And say the Rizvi, I can see yours. Excellent. So you look like you've got some vegetables there. Okay, good. And is that some chicken? Do you have some chicken in your plate? Say the Rizvi. What else have you got in your plate?
I've got oranges.
Oh, your oranges. Excellent.
Apples and cucumbers.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lovely. Cucumbers. Brilliant. Thank you. And Abbas Ali said on his plate he's got carrots and pasta and potatoes. That sounds nice. Excellent. So some of you have got your hand up. So if you have a question, you can unmute yourself. Eliana, do you have a question?
Yeah.
What did you want to ask?
I have.
Okay.
Can you unmute yourself and say it?
Yeah. Okay. So you can say it now because I've asked you to speak. So yeah, you can.
Potato, ice cream, noodles, and some rice.
Okay. So how much ice cream are you going to have in your plate?
Just one scoop.
Yeah, just one scoop. Okay, good. So that should be fine. Excellent. Lovely. Well done. Thank you. Is there anyone else who's showing me a plate that I haven't seen? Ada, you've got a lovely plate there. Well done. And I like your spelling there too.
I have
Very
more
good.
food.
You got more food. Okay, good. You added some extras. Well done. And Sakina, that's lovely too. Well done. Excellent. I can see some nice plates there. Good. And Zahra, you can show me your plate. Problem is when you got the background, it doesn't come very clearly if you put a background. Shaba, have you done your plate? Did you want to show us your plate? Excellent. So can you?
Add some dal.
Okay, Shaba, do you want to tell us what's on your plate? Unmute your mic.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
On my plate, I have grapes, apple, milk, scrambled egg, water, and I have like for lunch and maybe dinner I have rice and chicken and potato.
Oh, excellent. Sounds like a lovely, tasty dishes you've got there. Lovely. Thank you for sharing that with us. Excellent. Okay, so you've got some excellent plates there. Well done, everybody. Sorry if I didn't get a chance to ask you, but we're going to move on to our next activity. Okay, the next one is a game again, and I think it is the bingo, hopefully. Yeah, okay, we're going to play healthy eating bingo. So do you know how to play bingo? Hopefully you do. All you have to do is get on a piece of paper, is draw a grid like this. So you've got 2 lines down and 1 across. So you've got these boxes, 6 boxes you need. Okay, you need to have 6 boxes. And in each of the box, you need to draw or write one of these. So you could have a carrot, apple, orange, chicken, banana, bread, carrot. That's repeated. Oh, it's repeated again. Sorry about that. Or steak or pasta. Okay, so any of these words or pictures, you can draw them. Okay, so draw yourself a grid and write or draw these things into them. You have to choose one of these, otherwise you won't get bingo. All right, so carrot, chicken, apple, banana, orange, bread, steak. So that's meat or pasta.
Are we playing bingo?
Yeah, we're going to play bingo. So if you're not sure how to play bingo, just draw the grid for now, and then I will tell you how to play it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me draw a whiteboard. I'll try and share a whiteboard with you so I can show you.
I think you might do bread.
Okay, so if you have a thing like this, okay, draw yourself a grid like that, and draw or write something in it. So my drawing is not very good, especially on this board, but this is meant to be an apple. Okay, and
I was supposed to draw the grid.
Yep. You're meant to draw the grid, and you're meant to write 6 items in it. Okay. Can you do that? Sorry? Someone asking a question? Okay, so it should look something like that. Using those words. Sorry, the words have gone. Let me share that screen with you again. Okay, so now hopefully you've all got a word there in your pages, so on your sheets. There's 6 items you need. And what's going to happen is I'm going to say one, and if I say it, you've got to cross it off on your grid. The person to win is a person who crosses all of them off first. So as soon as you have 6 words crossed off, you can unmute and you can say bingo. All right? The winners are the ones who say bingo first. So make sure you cross them off before you say bingo. Right. Okay.
Do we have to be healthy?
Yeah, it's got to be one of these things. It has to be one of these things. Otherwise, I won't say it because I'm only using these words. All right. So carrot, chicken, apple, banana, orange, bread, steak, or pasta. Okay, let's get started then. All right. If you have a question, then you can unmute and ask me.
I'm not ready.
Oh, you're not ready. Okay, I'll give you 1 or 2 more minutes. Or 1 more minute. Anyone else got a question?
I'm not ready either.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. Come on, quickly get it down.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. Some of you need some more time. Okay, so 6 of these you should have written down. Okay. Right, so you can unmute yourself when you get bingo. I know I've been telling you that you can't unmute yourself, but when I say bingo, you can unmute yourself. All right. Let me bring that screen up for you again. Okay,
Can
so
you show me how to make a grid again?
you just, okay, I'll tell you what, if you haven't done the grid, just write down or draw 6 items on your piece of paper. Okay, all right then. Now, if we can keep our mics on mute and raise your hand if you have something to ask. I'm going to lower everyone's hand. Once you've got all 6, so once you've crossed off all 6, let's say I said carrot, you would put a line through the carrot. If I said bread, you'd put a line through the bread. If I said banana, you'd put a line through the banana. So you have to be the first one to get all 6 crossed off. So let's begin. Our first item, our first food thing is going to be bread. So if you have written or drawn bread, put a line through it. Okay? That's the first item. Now, the second item is going to be orange. So, an orange. If you have orange on your piece of paper, you can cross it off. So, bread and orange. First 2 items I said. Okay, the third one is going to be an apple. An apple. Okay, now the next one is going to be a banana. Okay, so just to remind you, I've said bread, orange, apple, and banana. So if you have any of those, you can cross them off. The next one is pasta. So if you have pasta, you can cross that off.
Bingo.
Oh, you got bingo already. Which ones did you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did you have? Tell me.
Banana, bread, and pasta.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so you only wrote 3. You have to get all 6. All right. So keep going. Now, so 1 more item. So I think when I say the next one, maybe someone might have bingo. This next one is a carrot.
Bingo.
Bingo. Oh, excellent. Somebody got bingo.
Bingo. Bingo. Bingo. Bingo.
Okay, well done. Good. Excellent. Okay, let's keep going in case anyone hasn't got bingo yet. Chicken is the next one.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo. 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 Bingo.
Okay. Okay, excellent. And if you haven't still got bingo, if you still haven't got bingo, the next item is steak.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo. Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo.
Brilliant.
Bingo.
Everyone should have got bingo by now because I said all 6 items now. So very good. Well done. Thank you. So that was just a quick game. Now, I'm going to leave some activities with you at the end of our sessions. You don't, it's not like homework. You don't have to do them. It's there for you if you would like to do them. So this activity is making a healthy dish. And so there's some ideas. We're going to be setting up a Class Dojo page so that we can message your parents and you can send us your work as well. So like the picture of your plate, if you'd like to. Once the Class Dojo is set up, you can send a picture of your plate. You can make a healthy dish, okay, during this week if you get a chance, with your parents, obviously with your parents' permission. And if you've done that, you can send the recipe or a picture of it to us. That would be lovely. We'd love to see it. And then we'll share it in our next session. That's one thing you can do. Or the other thing you can do, or you can do both if you like, is to keep a food journal, so a bit of a diary, to show what you have been eating over the week. So you can think about what healthy things you've eaten and what things maybe that you've eaten that are not so healthy, okay? So these are 2 activities that you are welcome to do. Like I said, it's not homework, it's not a must, you don't have to do it. If you would like to do it, you can do it, and please then send us pictures on Class Dojo. For Class Dojo, your parents will receive an email shortly, so they probably haven't got it yet. After today's session, we wanted to check who was there with us today. We will send an email to your parents after today's session.
Okay. I have a question. Right. Can you please show the first activity, please?
Right. This is the activity that we had. It was recipes. So again, I'll share these recipes with you. You can make up your own recipe. There's lots of different recipes. This is just for a salad and a lemonade that you could make. They're both healthy options. And then this was a food journal. All right. Okay, excellent.
I've got a question.
Yes, please ask.
How long till we go?
Okay, there's not very long left. We've got a couple, we'll probably be another about 20 minutes now. Okay, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Let's see how we get on with the next section. If you have a question, I would like you to raise your hand and wait for me to ask you now, please. Okay, because like I said earlier, it's very hard when everyone calls out. Okay, Alina, what would you like to ask?
Can you print the activities out?
Yeah, you're welcome to print them out. Okay. All right. There's someone else who has a question. I just need to find the. Oops, the board seems to have gone. 1 second. I need to share you with the next screen with you. Okay. If you can just make sure you have a question about what we're doing just now, so I can answer that. Haider, do you have a question? Haider? No.
Where do we print the sheets?
So I'll put the sheets on Class Dojo. Once we've had that set up, then you can print it from there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, the list keeps going when I open a new screen, so I'll have to find it out again where the list has gone. Lena, do you have a question?
Is there any more recipes?
There are some more, and I can put some more up on the dojo, okay? On the session thing, I'll put some more recipes up for you to try as well. Okay?
Thanks.
All right. Okay. So Shopper, did you want to ask something?
Can you share the presentation?
Yeah. So I'm just putting up the one that we just looked at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can share that. Sure. All right. Somebody's asking about eating lots of spaghetti, and I was a bit surprised as well that eating lots of spaghetti is healthy. I suppose eating spaghetti is okay, but I wouldn't have thought eating too much of spaghetti would be too good for you. But I guess it goes back to us thinking that we shouldn't have too much of anything, really. We should have everything in the right portion. And carbohydrates, as you saw in the plate, doesn't take up the whole plate. So we should make sure we should have just that size. It's about 1/3, I think, of your plate that we should have of the carbohydrates. Okay. All right, Sakina, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. Does it have to be healthy, or could it be unhealthy if you're going to make it?
Yeah, it's okay if you're making it. So, for example, sometimes things that we get from the shops are not so healthy, but if we make it at home, it can be healthy. So, like maybe strawberry jam. I'm not saying you have to make strawberry jam, but when you get it from the shops, sometimes they have lots and lots of sugar in it, and even cakes. When you make it at home, you know what's in it, and you can control that. Okay, so yeah, you can make something. Just try and make the healthy option. So even like with rice, you could try and make brown rice. Okay, Eliana, sorry, do you have a question?
How many more minutes until we finish?
Okay, I answered that question a little while ago. I said about 20-30 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Can we ask questions specific to the thing, to what we're showing? Just so you know, maybe you weren't aware, but the session is between 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so the session starts at 6 and it should finish between 7 and 8, okay? Just so everybody knows. Lena, do you have a question?
Does the crisps and chocolate make you fatter than, for example, rice and pasta or potatoes?
It depends on how much you eat, I think, but it depends. So like chips are actually made from potatoes, but it depends on how you've made those chips. So if you put those chips, so you put the potatoes in the oven, they're better for you because you haven't put them in oil. But if you fried them in oil, then they're not so good for you because they've got the oil. All right. Okay, so now we're going to move on. I think that's all the questions there. We had everyone's hands up. I think I answered about keeping active. And but you know what? I know that you all know that it's good to keep active. So I'm not going to go too much through the information, but making sure we understand this is very important. That exercise is good for your heart, and exercise is very important for the organs inside your body. Your heart becomes very strong when you are active and when you exercise. So your heart is a muscle. So every time you exercise, it is becoming stronger. All right. So this is important for our heart, and the heart is one of the main parts of our body. It pumps the blood around our body, and it keeps our body working effectively. Okay. Exercise is also good for your muscles. Okay, so you've all got muscles. There are over 650 muscles in your whole body, so we've got plenty, lots and lots of muscles that we need to look after. Okay, so we should always make sure we look after those to keep them good and active. And obviously fueling your body or feeding your body with good diet also is good for your body, for healthy, for exercise, because it gives you that energy. If you eat too much chocolate, let's say, you might not have so much energy to do some exercise. Okay, you know what? We've all been sitting for quite a long time, so I thought it would be good for you to get up and do some exercise. You need to make sure, though, that where you are, so you'll need to stand up, you need to be able to see the screen, but also make sure you're in a safe place, okay? So I don't want you to do it somewhere where you're going to fall and hurt yourself. These are just some standing up exercises, okay? So are you all ready to do some exercise? I hope you are.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give me 1 minute.
Okay, so get some space for yourself. Now, like I said before, you don't have to have your cameras on. It is up to you if you'd like your camera on, okay? You can keep them off or you can put them on. It's up to you, okay? We're going to do a quick workout for you then, okay? A quick video. So have a look at this. I think I'm going to need to share the sound. So let me stop this share and start another share. Otherwise it might not share the sound with you. Okay, and you just have to follow what's on the screen, okay? I'm going to make it bigger. And okay. Let's begin.
Punches in 5, 4.
Okay, so you need to do some punches in the air. Make sure there's no one near you because we don't want you to punch anyone. You're going to punch out into the air. Are you ready? You need to do 20 of them.
Punches
off you go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Okay, so you're going to punch out.
2,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, keep going. Another
11,
10.
12, 13,
13,
14, 15,
16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Excellent. So you've got 20 punches you've done. You're going to have a rest for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to do another exercise. All right. I know you've been sitting for a little while, so it's good to get up and to move. You've got 2 seconds more rest, and now your next activity. You need to do the windmill. All right, so I think you need your arms by your side. So again, make sure you're doing it in a safe place. I don't want you to hurt anyone or hit anything. Now, you need to try and touch your toes. Can you touch your toes with your hand? So on either side, one side and then the other side. Okay, then you do one foot and then you move to the other foot. It's quite hard, I think, to touch your feet. I can see some of you doing the exercises. Very good. You're doing very well. Excellent. Just try to go down as low as you can. Even if you can't touch your toes, you can just go down as far as you can. So 13, 14, 15. Excellent. Well done. Keep going. Is it just another 4 more? 17, 18, 19, and 20. Excellent, well done. Okay, have a quick rest and we're going to do one more exercise and then we will stop. So you can have a rest for 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and let's see what the next exercise is.
Become a ninja. Yeah.
Next exercise is, okay, it's called side bends. You're going to need to do some bending to the side. Are you ready? Look at what they're doing.
Like this?
Right, so you need to put one hand on your hip and you need to move the other hand over your head.
I can feel it.
Okay, and make sure you don't do it too, don't move too far to the side because I don't want you to pull anything, but go try and bend over. Excellent, well done. I can see some of you doing it really well. Good. So 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there. Keep going. Keep going. I need you to keep your mics on mute, please. Every time I move the mouse, the video pauses. 12, 13, 14, 15, 5 more, and 17, 18, 19, and 20. Excellent. All right, and give yourself a rest. It's very important that we exercise our bodies and we keep moving. And lots of you told me in the beginning the exercises you like to do. So another activity that you can do over the next few days, this week, is to have a go at, I don't know why that happened. Okay, doing some exercises for yourself, and you could keep an exercise log. You should do about an hour, 60 minutes of activity a day, all right? And you should do it throughout the day at different times. There's lots of ideas here, so I don't know if any of you have been watching Joe Wicks, the videos, 5-minute moves, 5-minute videos. You can do a workout video like that one, or you can just do any of your own exercises, go for a walk, ride your bike, but we should do at least about 60 minutes of exercise a day, all right? Okay, excellent, we're nearly there. I've just got one more topic that I want to cover with you. And just stop sharing the screen. Well done, you can all sit down now if you had got up to do the exercise, well done. And I would like to just talk to you a bit about personal hygiene, okay? Or so looking after yourself, okay? Very, very important. So let me share the screen again. So what is personal hygiene? It's about when we look after our bodies, when we keep ourselves clean and tidy, and it makes us feel better about ourselves and keeps us and those around us healthy. Right, you are not meant to unmute your mic. If that was you, Jawad, yes you can. But like I said, please do not unmute your mic. Thank you. I'm not sure if that was Jawad, but whoever it was, then please don't. I'm going to actually take off you being able to unmute yourself, because I can't keep monitoring it because there's so many of you. You can write in the chat if you'd like to say something now. All right. So personal hygiene is very important, and those around us to keep us healthy. To keep ourselves good personal hygiene, we should brush our teeth, we should wash our hands, we should wear clean clothes, we should shower and bath, also bathe, have a bath. We should keep our noses clean, okay? So when you wipe your nose, you should make sure you throw your tissues in the bin. And we should minimize the spread of germs. And especially these days, I'm sure you've heard a lot about germs and keeping yourselves clean. Hopefully you brush your teeth twice a day, very important. And washing our hands are really important, especially when we touch things like the computer or maybe the door handles, all right? Because lots of people touch them. If they don't wash their hands, or if there's some germs on them, then you will also pick up those germs. Now, I want to show you something about to do with washing your hands. You may have seen this before, so I'm going to take off the background so that you can see, hopefully, my video, okay? Sorry, I don't think it removed it. Okay, can you see, maybe you can, hopefully you can see this plate. You may have seen this maybe when you were at school. Your teachers might have shown you this, or you might have seen this on TV. They've been showing this a lot these days. So I'm going to put some pepper, so the camera's going to move a bit. Let me put the camera down actually. And I'm just going to put the pepper in, so be able to see that. I've just done that quickly. Okay. As you can see, my plate has got pepper in it. Okay. Now, in some water here, I've just put in some soap, and I'm putting my finger in it, and I'm mixing it around. Now, the pepper in the plate's a bit like the germs. All right. If I blow, it's really hard to move them. And if I put my finger in it, nothing happens. But when I put my finger into the pot with soap in it, yeah, if you can't see it, you'll have to make sure you have clicked on my video. Okay, you need to see my video, my screen, where the camera is. When I put my finger into the pot where the salt or the pepper is, if you notice, the pepper all went back. Yeah, and now that is because I put soap on my finger, and that's what soap does with germs. Just an example of what happens when you have germs. You clean or you remove all the dirt, and it goes back to the side, so it moves away, so it cleans it away. Now that's why it's very important that we clean our hands. So maybe you've been at school recently, or maybe your parents have been telling you to keep cleaning your hands. Very important. Make sure you do clean your hands, okay? All right, that's really what we were going to talk about today. And I'll just mention before we finish today that Allah has also mentioned in the Quran that it's very important to keep yourselves clean. And cleanliness, they say, is like a half of our religion. It's a very important part of being a Muslim. So please make sure you keep clean. Keep your clothes clean. Keep your rooms clean. Keep your hands clean. Make sure you keep yourselves and others as clean as possible. All right. So let me stop sharing that screen. And just to round up, I'm going to remind you that we have those activities if you'd like to do them. So you've got the activity of the recipe. You can make something. You can do a food diary. And you can keep a record of your exercises. Okay, so these are some activities that you can do this week. Now we are going to end with our dua for today. Okay, so I'm going to play it for you. I would like you all to read it, to recite it. This is the dua of Imam Zamana, and we should always try to remember the Imam when we are doing anything with our activities or learning, or even just at home. We should remember him. So let's recite this. So listen to it carefully and recite it together, please. Okay, in your own houses, inshallah. Just make sure you can hear it. So if you can't hear it, tell me in the chat, please.
Allahumma kulli waliyyak al-hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining today. That's the end of our session. I hope you learned something new, inshallah. Try and make sure you keep your diets or your plates or your food that you're eating nice and healthy this week, and maybe you can let me know next week how you get on with that. I look forward to seeing any work. If you send it in, inshallah, I will send you the links to the class dojo so that you can share your work with us, and inshallah I look forward to sharing it with the other children next week. So next week, inshallah, we're talking about, I think we're moving on to the spiritual. We're talking a bit more about your feelings, your inner feelings and things like that next week. So I look forward to talking to you about that next week. Have a good week, everybody, inshallah, and we'll see you then. Okay? Allah Hafiz.